Good afternoon, everyone. In this video, we're going to discuss the weaving your theme into your writing. Use the tool of comparison and contrast. When we say comparison, it is about the showing of the similarities of two or more things. And when we say contrast, it is about showing of the differences of two or more things.
Good morning to all teacher. My report today is all about analogy. The analogy. What is analogy? An analogy is something that show how two things are alike, but with the ultimate goal of making a point. The comparison. The purpose of analogy is not merely to show, but also explain. For this reason, analogy is more complex than a simile or the metaphor, which I am only to show without explaining. Similes in metaphors can be used to make an analogy, but usually analogies have additional information, to get their point of across.
Good morning to each and everyone. Good morning, ma'am. Today, I will explain you what is incorporate symbolism. Incorporate symbolism. Symbolism is using something to represent something else. Symbolism is more common in fiction than non-fiction and requires the reader to be familiar with the symbol you use and their intended meaning. For example, rings. Rings can symbolize a wedding proposal. So, ang symbolism ay paggamit ng mga salita o bagay na nagre-representa sa isang abstract na idea. So, ang reader or ang mambabasa ay kailangan niya maging familiar sa mga simbolo na ginamit mo. I'll give you another examples. Life's a roller coaster. This is symbolic because it indicates that there will be ups and downs in life that you have to weather. That's all. Thank you.
I'm here to represent the get of feedback. Get feedback. Allow lots of people read your writing. It is helpful to get other eyes on a piece of writing so that you know whether your ideas are conveyed clearly. Ask these readers about their impressions. See if they can identify your theme without prompting. Feedback means result of our work, reactions of others, comment of other. Example, if you treat other person better than that person give you the feedback, treat better too. If the audience will understand the thoughts that we are trying to say, then their feedback satisfied to listen. Thank you. That's all.
Good afternoon. So I will discuss the put away your writing for a few days. Get some distance from your writing by putting it away for a bit. Sometimes when we write, we're so invested in the story and shaping the words that we lose sight of the bigger picture. Take a break from your writing by turning your focus to a different project for a few days, then come back to your writing and reread it. So, often when we work continuously on the same pace of writing, especially a long pace, we can lose our objectivity. Sometimes we get so caught up in our writing or we want to finish a writing project quickly that we forget the simply powering truth can affect the quality of our work. Taking a break allows us to come back to our work with a clear mind and a new perspective. This is important because it also allows us to critique our own writing by bringing a fresh view to our work. So sometimes when reviewing work after a break, we might even change our focus and bring new ideas to our writing. This is very useful when your writing just isn't work if you are at the point where you are forcing a story. Take this as a sign to take a break from it. Give yourself time to understand why it isn't work and allow your creative juices to flow and bringing you a new view, a new path to take in our writing, or even the courage to scrap what you are doing and start something completely new. Whatever the reason, we should lose sight of why we are writing something, and we certainly should lose the enjoyment. If you find that this is happening to, then take a break. The last thing you want to do is lose sight of the reason why you are writing, especially if it's important to you. Sometimes taking a break to remind yourself of this reason can be very useful. Take the time to give your mind some breathing space, relax, and enjoy life.
Make change to your theme. Based on your evaluation to what you wrote, as well as the feedback you've got from others or you've solicited from others, make change to your theme. While you thought that your theme is one aspect, your readers interpret or might understand it differently. In that time, as a writer, you must change your theme to make it more easy to understand, especially to your readers.
Have a nice day to each and everyone. Now I'm going to introduce or discuss about guidelines of writing and creative nonfiction. Number 1, research the topic. Research the topic, both primary and secondary. So what is primary? Primary is based on your own data collected, and secondary research is collected from previous researcher. For example, let me explain it in Tagalog para mas maintindihan natin lalo. For example, sa research, ako si member. Inutusan ako ng leader na magpa-survey sa mga respondents, sa mga estudyante, or mag-interview. So, ang tawag sa akin is primary research. Bakit? Ako mismo yung nakasaksi. Ako mismo yung nasa situation. Kaya tinawag akong primary. Tapos, secondary naman is, ang tawag sa kanya yung leader. Kasi bakit? Siya yung kumuha ng mga nakalap kong data sa mga respondents. Siya yung bubuo, siya yung gagawa. Parang kumbaga, ang third person. Never invent or change the fact. So all we know that our topics, creative nonfiction. When you talk about nonfiction, it's about fact. It's about reality. So you don't have to change it. That's all. Maraming salamat.
Provide accurate information. In writing creative nonfiction, it must be only the truth and honest. The information we're going to write must be the truth and verifiable. Provide concrete evidence. This must be only the facts. The information that we're going to write is only the truth, and we have a sample of it. Also, if we're going to write the story of that person or this person, if she has a wisdom of words, those must be included. Use humor to make an important point. There are many humor techniques like irony, exaggeration, truth, and more. We must use humor in nonfiction to make a serious point and also to generate a laugh or amusement. A little humor can enliven a nonfiction writing. Show the reader what happened. Don't tell them what happened. This is after when we write something, we make it into a movie or in television show. We dramatize the story to make it interesting and easy to understand.
Narrate the story. A story has an inciting incidents, goal, conflict, challenges, obstacle, climax, and resolution. Narrating a story is simply explain that if you are narrator, you should complete the details of what the authors wrote. Tell a story in a way that your audience can simply understand and not get bored. You should detail every single part of a story so that you would not miss every single information inside of the story that must be delivered to your audience. Narrating a story is a way of entertaining. If you are narrating a story, you should tap the emotion of your audience and allow them to relate and empathize with the message that you're trying to convey. Always remember that the author is different by the narrator, because author is the one who wrote the story while the narrator is the one who tells the story. Narrator can be the character if the narrator acts in the story. Write about the interesting and extraordinary. Write about personal experiences, interesting people, extraordinary events, or provide a unique perspective on everyday life. This is very important for those who are too fond of writing. This topic shows that your masterpiece in terms of writing must provide by this. If you are writing something, you should be broad-minded, because if you want to write a story or anything, it must be interesting so that you can inspire someone by your story. It should be an extraordinary, because some of our writers are too common by their content, like they cannot even change the cyclical of their own story. When you are writing a story, don't just rely on your own experience. Try it to be widened, like be inspired also to the other experiences, so that your idea will be great as you think. It is important to be well planned in terms of writing, because as a writer, you want that your product to have a good impact for everyone. Don't rely on something that is too usual. Try something new that will make sense and not boring. In short, provoke who wrote something that may be treasured by all readers. Organize the information. Two common techniques are chronological and logical order. Of course, when you write something, whether it's formal and non-formal, it should be organized for you to catch up and good outcome in your work. So if you want to deal with an organized work, there are two types of style that can be used to organize your work in terms of writing. First is chronological order, which that helps your way to organize your ideas in the order of occurrence time. It helps to gain a knowledge for you to know the procedure and also processes in terms of writing. Chronology is a part of periodization. An example of chronological is a biography that starts in 1920 and goes through 1997 in order of time from the earliest to the latest. And the logical order, it is require learners to organize ideas from general to specific. For example, students make a general statement and then provide explanations. Besides, they must explain one idea exhaustively before moving to the next paragraph.
Use literary devices to tell the story. Choose language that stimulates and entertains the reader, such as simile, metaphor, and imagery. We all know that literary devices are very interesting and fun to use. So, obviously, it is also interesting if we add this in telling a story. It will surely catch the focus or attention of the reader. There are lots of literary devices, but for now, I'll just give two examples of it. These are the simile and metaphor. Simile. It is a comparison that makes use of like and as. This is fun to use because this makes the audience visualize what is being described. For example, he swims like a fish. So for the metaphor, this makes the story interesting because it makes them think, especially when the writer or speaker makes a contradictory ending or outcome of the story. Introduce the essay or other works with a hook. Its purpose is to grab the reader's attention and compel them to read further. Popular hooks include a quotation, question, or thought-provoking a fact. When writing, it is important that you get the attention of your readers. One way to do is to use hooks, like for example, asking a question. The best way to interact or engage with your reader is to ask questions. This will definitely get their attention and they will keep on reading further to look for the answers. Another one is putting a quote. due to its ability that creates an initial impact to the readers, and it makes your work look more promising and interesting. End the creative nonfiction piece with a final important point. Otherwise, the reader will think, so what? What was the point? It was an interesting story, but how does it apply to me or my life? The explanation for this is very simple. It is already stated that we need to end the creative nonfiction piece with a final important point. This means we need to end it with a useful and meaningful ending that people may apply or use it in their lives. Like for example, the story ends with a very important moral lesson like, it's better to be respected because of love than being respected because of fear. This means it feels better when people respect you based on what you give and show to them, than being respected because of fear, based on the way you scared them and how you planted a frightening thoughts in their minds.